Are you ready to listen to a podcast?
Here comes the Playhouse Podcast, thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices.
Find, subscribe, and listen.
Apparently everyone has a friggin' problem. And they brought their problems to the Playhouse. This is the People's Court. Yes, I said People's is, so we don't get sued.
All right. Lisa is on with us. She had texted what was going on in a nutshell, so we have yet to hear the full story. But we're talking about confidence for our sons that we want to grow. So go ahead and break it all down for us, Lisa. What's going on?
So my son is planning on asking the hottest girl, apparently, in school out for Valentine's Day.
Right.
Okay.
I'm worried because, I mean, in my day, the hottest girl in school wouldn't be interested in somebody like my son. He's great.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's obviously, I think he's a beautiful boy, but he's very nerdy, you know?
Okay. But he seems to have confidence. You don't really run across nerds that don't have confidence.
No, he's confident and he's, you know, personable, but he's a good nerd. Yes. He's not like, you know, weird pocket protector type of nerd, but
you feel like she's gonna just shoot him down and he's gonna get hurt. I mean, what mom wants to see their boy go through that? Like, my heart would be broken.
Yeah, I'm just afraid she's gonna break his heart before he even has a chance, you know? So
Sure.
I want us, you and me, I want us moms to have that confidence in our boys to be able to do that, because then it won't end there. They'll always go after what they want, which I think is a good trait in somebody.
I'm afraid she's gonna say no and he's gonna get hurt, and it's gonna be one of those things where it like shoots down that confidence that he does have, you know?
Yeah.
You know, when a boy gets hurt by a girl and then they're just like, oh, I'm just gonna be single, you know? I'm just afraid something like that.
So this is a good chance to break and start getting some input from listeners. So you give us a buzz and let us know what you think about this. Would you advise your son not to ask out the hottest girl in school because you're afraid she's going to break his heart? How would you handle this?
Apparently everyone has a friggin' problem. And they brought their problems to the Playhouse. This is the People's Court. Yes, I said People's is, so we don't get sued.
Some very polarizing thoughts about the call that we had from Lisa a couple of seconds ago.
She called and she had said that her son would like to ask out this girl, one of the hottest girls, if not the hottest girl in school, for Valentine's Day. And she says, you know, my son's a little nerdy. Like, he's cool, but he is nerdy. And I know what kind of girls like this. I know what kind of guys they date, and it's not my son. And I think she comes from a place of like a mom that has sons. Like, you don't want their hearts to get broken. But Renee says mom needs to keep out of it. He should ask that girl out for sure. If the girl says no, the mom needs to be there to help him learn and cope and overcome rejection. Listen, that is an amazing last statement, because there are so many men out there that, as of like the last 5 to 10 years, cannot handle rejection. And that should be like,
my whole life is built on being rejected by people. I literally, if there's one foundation other than faith for me, it's rejection.
You should have like a seminar where you go to teach men how to deal with rejection. There is a girl out there for everybody. And listen, girls have to deal with rejection all the time too.
If I was smart, I would have followed Tony Robbins around to all those airport Holiday Inns and been there the week after him and taught guys how to handle rejection.
Just because a girl doesn't want to get with you and then you get all mad and go get violent, that is outrageous. That's not a way to handle it. You just need to learn how to cope with it.
Hey, is this Bryce?
Yes, this is.
Hey, man, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. What do you think about this? Should you try and protect your son? He wants to push up on the hottest girl in school, and you're afraid he's going to get rejected. How do you handle this?
You know, that's the problem in today's society. You know, everyone thinks they get a win all the time.
Yeah.
You're going to get a lot of losses in life, so you're protecting them now is not going to help in the future.
I agree with you. Just saying, like, listen, you're not going to get a yes from her. Like, that's kind of awful to say.
Your rejection coping skills shouldn't start developing at 24.
Right.
You know what I mean? Those should be
Just
things that you learn when you're a 8-year-old baseball player or a 12-year-old soccer player, learning that you're not going to win the state title every day.
Someone had texted in, let's give this girl some credit. Like, why look at a hot girl and think that she wouldn't date a nerdy guy? Look at Kim Kardashian. Look at Pete Davidson.
Bryce, are you somebody that outkick the coverage? Are you with somebody much hotter than you?
I would say she's definitely much hotter than me, but you know what? I've gotten turned down tons in the past, growing up. And like I said, I mean, just in your daily life at your job, you're going to get told no.
Yeah,
or trying to get a job, you're going to get told no.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I mean, how many times do you apply for a job and don't get it? Like, that's a rejection that we don't really, I mean, you don't not try for the job because you might get rejected, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Same with, I guess if you're doing sports, trying out for a varsity team. Not everyone's the best.
But how do you get to be the best? You watch the best and you play with the best.
Steroids.
And steroids.
Yep. Practice, and it's just
the
you
trifecta.
Can't, this young age, you can't be protecting them from every little thing that's going to hurt them in their life.
I know. I agree with that.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
hey, thanks for being on the show, Bryce. I really appreciate it. How's Melanie feeling today?
I'm pretty good. How are you guys?
Thoughts on this? So we're great. Thank you.
So basically, there's somebody out there for you. It's just, I don't know, like, why go for somebody when you know, like, well, that's kind of like reworded, basically. Like, if you get rejected, there's going to be somebody that's going to accept you for who you are. There's going to be somebody that just wants to be part of your life. It's not like I'm going to be with this person and then you have nothing in common.
Yeah.
Like, maybe she'll realize, like, if he does get a yes, maybe they'll realize, oh, well, maybe we're not meant to be together.
But at least you tried. Like, maybe he gets to go out with her and he decides she might not be for me.
Hey, Melanie, what do you think of this text? We just got this in from 2437. Date for smarts, not for looks. Looks can be brought on, but smarts can't.
That's basically it.
Yeah, there it is. I like that. I like that a lot. Hey, thanks for being on the show, Melanie. I really appreciate it. I got time for one more real quick. Steph, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Good. Thanks for holding. I know you've been waiting to try and get on with us. What are your thoughts on the People's Court today?
Well, how old is this kid? Because she was like, I'm worried he's going to want to be single
16.
forever.
He's in high school.
He's 16.
Okay. Even 16, though. I mean, like, I would not want to be with anyone from high school now anyway, so I think it's probably fine. And if he gets rejected, he gets rejected. But, yeah. And also, if he's 16, does he know his mom's doing this? Like, this is really embarrassing.
He does now.
Probably. There's chances. Also, I'm guessing this kid isn't Pete Davidson for that other reference, but hopefully he has something going on that will work for him.
A lot of people are commenting saying, this sounds like a single child mom and she's got a helicopter mom tendency. Do you feel that too?
A little bit. It's like you just got to let them do what they're going to do. And, it's nice that she even knows. I mean, what 16-year-old kid is usually telling, like, their parents this kind of stuff.
That's a good point.
Just appreciate that and don't.
Yeah, somebody who's basically lived their entire life on rejection. This is just so foreign to me. I'm just like, I
kind of understand where this mom's coming from, where it's your baby boy, and if something goes wrong, this little girl is going to feel your hot breath on her face because you're going to get that close to get your point across. But
hey, Stephanie, I don't want to bribe you to listen longer, but Kat's son Liam is how old?
9.
I want you to listen in 7 years for this exact same conversation to pop up on the radio because I feel like Kat's this type of mom.
No, I'll watch from the car.
Absolutely. I'll watch from the car and threaten her parents. All right. Hey, thanks, Stephanie. Have a great day today.
You too.
Take care.
The KCLD Playhouse is powered up by Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices, seeking justice for the injured.
See, Kat, I've seen her already on her phone. She has all these text messages saved, like copy and pasted, saying, I'll kill you. And she's just waiting. Just waiting. You're telling...
Put it in text.
I would not do anything somebody could prove. She's got the, I'll kill you, under her breath.
We ran the gamut with comments, so people are all over the spectrum.
Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure and screenshot all of your text messages, and we'll send back all of your audio to Lisa, because I think overwhelmingly the majority of people are saying, let him fail. The East Coast is starting to prepare for what is going to be another epic situation.
I know, Winter Storm Landon. Doesn't Landon sound like he's just up to no good? Have you met a good Landon?
Yeah. My son Peyton had a Landon on his baseball team, and I really liked that kid. He was funny.
Landon?
Yeah.
To your face.
I'm sure he talked a mad amount of smack about me.
Yeah, they are bracing for it. It looks like it's going to be like 2,000-mile long misery elements and brings me back. They say 12 inches of snow, between 6 and 12 inches of snow in the next 24 hours. That's a lot to deal with. I remember back in the day, my dad was a paleoclimatologist, and he was drilling for ice core samples at the Larson ice shelf. And he was out there with just a couple of people. And so really they only had each other to depend on, and the ice shelf suddenly split open.
No,
nobody knew about this, that this was even happening, because it only happened in that part of the world. And then havoc wreaked. So I was in New York, and I was there for an academic decathlon.
He was on the ice shelf at the time.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Risking his life for humanity to try to figure out what's going on with climate control for our planet. I mean,
I've never thanked him for this. I mean, Greg's done a lot of things for us.
Give him a ring today. Give him a call. But yeah, we had to shelter up at the New York Public Library, and it started getting like hour by hour colder and colder. And that's what was happening. Like the tropics were heating up to unprecedented temperatures. And then the North Atlantic, I mean, the chill that was in New York City was outrageous.
Monumental.
We had to burn everything in this huge fireplace at the New York Public Library, books and
to keep warm,
furniture. And we were sitting there and we were trying to stay warm. And my dad's trying to get a hold of me. I didn't know that. I had to go down into the basement of this public library and wade through this water. So of course I was freezing.
Oh my God.
Finally got him on the phone. He says, listen, this is what's going on. The world is combusting.
Hold on one second real quick. Good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. What can we do for you?
I think Kat is talking about the movie A Day After Tomorrow.
Yay! Finally. Thank you for stopping that insanity. What gave it away?
Based on a true story.
When she was like, my dad was working on the ice shelf. What's your name?
Brittany.
Brittany, what's going on today? What are you up to?
Oh, just headed to work.
Well, I appreciate you being a heavy listener to the Playhouse. You understand the rules. Anytime Kat takes a movie and decides that she's the world's greatest liar and makes it into her life, we reward you with tons of swag out of the prize closet. So congratulations.
Raise your hand if you were more than impressed that I pronounced paleoclimatologist effortlessly. My hand's raised.
A unique situation popped up on our show a few years ago when I had asked just somebody, what's your name? And I think she said Becky. And then Kat goes, oh, you're the nurse? And she goes, yeah, how do you know that? And she's like, I just kind of get a feeling every time I hear somebody's name, what they do for a living.
Yeah.
And so we said, all right, well, let's try it out on the radio and see if it works. And a couple of times that we've done it since then, it's a lot of fun. So Kat is such a believer that she can tell you what you do for a living just by knowing your first name, that she's willing to open up our prize closet if she's wrong.
I cannot wait to not give away stuff because it just always works in my favor.
So all you have to do when you call us is just give us your first name to give us a shot at this. And yours is what?
Brianna.
Brianna. And there is, again, just to make sure that everything is transparent here, there's no way that Kat would know what you do for a living. You guys aren't friends. You don't go to church together. You don't have kids on a basketball team.
No.
Okay.
All right.
What are you feeling from Brianna?
Is it
here?
2 N's, though?
Yes, it's 2 N's.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Do you help people with, like, treatment and aftercare?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, wow.
There it is. How long have you been in this line of work?
Residential, 1.5 years. Mental health, 9.5 years.
All right. You find it pretty fulfilling?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then you listen to our show and then judge the hell out of us because you have the right to do that, right?
No, I don't judge. I laugh because it's like my life.
Then we laugh at you for having a life that involves us.
Let's begin now.
Happy Groundhog Day.
Rise and shine, and don't forget your booties, because it's cold out there. That's right, woodchuck chuckers. It's Groundhog Day. Get up and check that hog out there. Yeah. Come here, Groundhog.
Everybody's going to play Sonny and Cher, but I wanted to start your day with the real Groundhog feel. It's the Pennsylvania Polka.
What's the first genre of music that you DJ?
I did. My very first paid radio job was spinning polka records on Sunday mornings.
Hey there, Sonny.
Yep. The mighty KCHK in New Prague, Minnesota.
Yes.
The best part about that job is that I also had to read the obituaries because it was Sunday morning with the local funeral home would fax over the obituaries, and there was a spot in between the church services that we'd run on the air. So I'd polka records, get a church service on, basically hold the phone up to a speaker at the church, and then we would run the church service for the people that couldn't get to church. And in between the two church services, I'd play a couple of polka records, but I'd have to read the obituaries. And everybody in that area is super Czechoslovakian.
Yeah.
So all the names of the dead people, and by the way, when you hit a certain age, if you live in a small town, you listen to small town radio just to see if you've outlived other people you know. You sit around the radio, and then when that person, their obituary pops up, you're like, oh, it's so sad, but you're secretly happy that you're still alive.
Yeah, you're one of those people that if somebody says, how are you? You say, another day above ground is a good day.
On this side of the turf, I'm feeling pretty good. But I'd read all these. I'd read all these obituaries, and they would have these names like Glazinski.
Yeah,
and where they'd have like a C and a Z and a K and a V all in there, and they would all end in ski, right? And I'd screw up the names because I didn't know the names. They didn't come up with pronunciations.
Yeah, and
then old people would call and say, that's not how you say Muriel's last name. And I'd be like, I really am sorry. I don't know. Well, then why are you even on the damn radio? And I'm like, because I'm getting paid $6 an hour, lady. Relax.
Because it's my dream.
Well, I appreciate you bringing back up that memory. Welcome to Groundhog Day. It is February 2nd. I'm JJ Katz here, too. What'd you do yesterday? Give me some good news.
Well, it was payday yesterday, and it was that payday where it's all gone, you know, where everything goes to bills. The next payday is like a fun payday. So I went and got groceries, gas, picked up Liam. I made a lots of matzo pizza because I was super lazy last night for dinner, and then a cucumber salad, both pretty bomb. Watched Big Shot on Disney Plus. I may or may not have gone to try Raising Cane's yesterday, and I may not or may have loved it. The latter.
Mm-hmm.
Holy hell.
The bread. Did you get addicted to the bread?
Yeah. Was that made by Jesus himself? That was like, I've never gone to Raising Cane's ever in my life. I got a small, just 2 chicken strips and then some fries. That sauce is pretty
good. You should see the smile on her face right now.
Oh my God, I can't even make eye contact. It's like, it was so good. So yeah, it was a productive day. Today is going to be the same.
During that song, Kat looked me dead in the face, and she stopped everything. So she was, I think she was looking through TikTok at the time. She was doing some email stuff. She had like 9 things going on during that song, and she stopped, and she looked me dead in the soul and goes,
oh my
I have
God.
got to tell this story. So please.
I can't believe I didn't tell this earlier. So I pick Liam up. He gets in my car, and he goes, I got some tea for you. And I said, that's my boy.
How old is he?
9.
Why you got him talking like this?
I go, what kind of gossip could a fourth grader have? And he goes, get this. So we had our geography test today, and so cheated, got busted. The teacher had to film him cheating so she could have proof that he did it. And he brought in his whole map and was like looking at it under the desk, like dumb cheating, you know, like you're expected to get caught. So that wasn't even the tip of the iceberg. Then he goes, and someone else got busted. You know, so-and-so and his brother from football? Yeah, his older brother was drawing naked anime girls in class and got busted. Like, she had big boobs. And I go, like, did it show everything? And he goes,
a copy of this just for, show
he goes,
research?
It looked so real. And she even had little hairs. He drew little curly hairs. I could not catch my breath. He was just dead serious. I go, so he drew like all the girl parts, and he goes, yes, curly hairs down, and her boobs were so big. I was like, oh my God, when did this happen? He was only about sports until like 90 days ago. Now it's girls, naked anime chicks. What is happening?
Yeah, now you got to start checking his computer history.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I died when he was telling me this. But the fact that he just like gets in my car and tells me everything, I want that to always happen. But
here's when it'll stop.
So funny.
I can guarantee you there will be a direct correlation when he stops telling you about this dirty stuff and when you start noticing extra laundry.
I understand what you're saying to me, and don't do this again.
Radio Paparazzi.
So Rihanna's dad, Ronald Fenty, he is very excited to become a granddad. We found out this week that she is expecting. A$AP Rocky is the father, and he's hoping that marriage is in the future.
I'm ecstatic. When I got the news, I was like so excited and ecstatic, and I just hoping, we will have 10 fingers and 10 toes. I don't know if she's going to have a wedding, but I would like her to have a wedding, to be honest. Make it official.
He wants her to get married.
Let's just hope it doesn't come out with 8 fingers and 6 toes, because I think he'll be a little upset. Didn't you hear what he said?
Well, yeah, I think everybody says, I just want 10 fingers, 10 toes.
It was a joke.
Oh.
It was an appendage joke. Normally those go over so well. So, all right.
Like a lead balloon.
Spider-Man, Tom Holland, he was hanging out with Mark Wahlberg, and Mark gave him this lovely gift. And Tom Holland just didn't really know what it was.
Mark Wahlberg was kind enough to give me a massage gun, and he drove me back to my hotel. And at the time, I was confused as to what kind of massage gun this was, having never seen one before. And I thought it was the type of self-pleasure. And I thought Mark Wahlberg was driving me back to my house for other reasons other than just being a gentleman.
I don't think you're his type, but here's Mark's side of the story.
I have a company with Power Plate, and we make the best massage guns out there. So I was like, I want to gift you one. This would be great for your recovery and everything else. And he's just kind of looking at me, and I was like, let me drive you back, because you don't have to take an Uber or whatever. And I'm driving with this massage gun, and I can't believe the whole time you're thinking that. I'm just trying to have a conversation with you. You got to get your head out of the gutter, buddy.
There you go. I think one of our best purchases on Amazon ever was our massage gun.
I use it all
awesome.
the time.
Okay, so there was an interview that was done from 8 years ago. It's now resurfacing because it's a little
it's a lot cringy.
It's cringy, but it also shows you probably exactly how Hollywood is. Machine Gun Kelly, he wanted Kendall Jenner so badly. She was only 17.
Don't let me move to LA. Oof. I'm finding her.
Counting down the days until she's 18?
I'm not waiting until she's 18. I'll go now. I'm 23, dog. Like, I'm not like a creepy age. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm 23, bro. She's 17 and she's like a celebrity. Like, there is no limits right there.
That is a dangerous way to think.
Just in his defense, it's not illegal to take her to a movie and enjoy time.
It would not be.
But
he's
that's
MGK.
not what he was thinking.
Right. Blowing out their candles today. Her hips don't lie. Shakira is 45. Christy Brinkley is 68. And Dog the Bounty Hunter is 69 today. There's nothing worse than like brawls breaking out where they shouldn't, like Chuck E. Cheese. You know, there's kids running everywhere, hiding in the tubes because their parents are fighting. But this one happened at a Golden Corral.
With COVID right now, mask and everything, nobody can hear nobody sometimes. There's a lot of commotion there. The cooks behind there are talking. Nobody can hear nobody. You have to speak up loud. I grabbed a chair to defend myself, and then sooner or later, that was it. Punches were getting thrown, chairs were getting thrown. You name it, you can call it cups, glasses, everything.
Oh, my God.
Guess what started it all? They ran out
Ice cream
of...
machine was broken.
No. They ran out of steak.
Oh, it was a 4 o'clock steak rush with your grandma and grandpa. That's what it was.
And no more steak. Couldn't hear the guy say, no more steak. So then they just start throwing stuff.
Attention! This is your Easter egg inside the Playhouse podcast today. We've got tons of stuff to give away, and all you have to do is text us the keyword
Cocoa, a liquid you can put in your brand new tumbler.
Or Ice T's wife.
Cocoa, yeah. But
C-O.
spelled differently.
Is it really?
Yes.
How's her spelled?
She's not spelled like chocolate.
She's not?
No, it's C-O-C-O.
Yeah.
We want C-O-C-O-A. That's how you spell cocoa.
Oh, okay. Well, Christ, do either of them. C-O-C-O-A or C-O-C-O. All you got to do is text one of those words to 320-251-1047 right now, and you could end up with a ton of stuff because you found the Easter egg in the podcast. Go!
Dry January is over. Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis actually took part in that, and Ashton decided to bust Mila, which I think you go 31 days in January, you're ready for a drink, and she snuck one a day early.
Mila and I have been doing Dry January, and I think she's breaking Dry January right now.
Debbie?
Yeah, baby.
What are you doing?
She's busted.
What do you mean nothing? What is this?
I'm making a cocktail.
Oh, you don't say?
Yes.
Baby?
Yeah?
It's still dry January?
Nope.
Yeah, no, it's January.
No, I work
31st.
off of the lunar calendar, so it's wet February for me right now.
She has one of those, and I'm so jealous, one of those cocktail machines where you can make a martini, put a pod in.
My friend Jay and Jen have one.
They do?
Yeah. He said the difference is
one.
the only drawback is I think it goes through the CO2 pretty quick, or so I think it goes through CO2 pretty quick, and then you got to add something else. They have it, and they've used it, and I've had I think I had a Manhattan once that he made me, or maybe it was an old fashioned.
Yeah.
And it was good, but if you've got any skills whatsoever, you can usually whip one up a lot quicker.
Yeah, I was so jealous to see that machine. But, okay, so let's say you do dry January, or maybe you did. What was that one drink at the end of that rainbow?
I went downstairs by myself with a glass of ice.
Yeah.
And when February 1st hit, I racked up a bunch of balls.
You didn't dry
for myself.
January?
Yeah, I didn't drink throughout January. I did.
You are
No,
lying.
listen. I'm going to tell you, this isn't a weird spot. But I mean, Trish was in the hospital for a week, and that was a quarter of it. And the first week of January, we had some of those days off, so it was just. I usually won't even have a cocktail during the week.
One thing.
So it wasn't
to
that big
me.
of a deal. I usually if we're gonna ever have cocktails, it's on the weekends. Or something like that. So it wasn't that. It's not that big of a deal to me.
Good for you.
But I went down and I poured. You ever had Screwball?
No.
It's the peanut butter flavored whiskey.
Okay.
It is so delicious. Over ice. Woo!
I don't do brown liquor.
But it doesn't. You would like this. You would love this. It tastes just like a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Okay.
Yeah, that got you.
Now you got me.
So that's where I was.
All right. So what drink, if you went the entire 31 days of January, did you have in mind? I think that I'm so hooked on this jalapeno raspberry beer that my brother brought over not too long ago. And I've been having one every few days. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this tastes so good.
And the days after, when you changed your last name, did you downgrade in last names?
I think mine was a pretty parallel move, but I'm telling you, it was a very tough psychologically. It was very tough to change your name after being a certain one for being a clerk for 27 years.
Had to change your signature.
I didn't. My signature is funky.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have real letters or anything like that.
Mine's such a scribble. After having to sign FCC logs for as many years as I did when I first got into radio, you'd have to sign it every hour, so I've just scribbled. So I want to play you back just exactly the way the conversation went yesterday when we were talking to a lady named Becky. And by the way, when you call the studio, most people's, some people's names come up on caller ID, some don't, whatever. I mean, that's why we always ask you your name. And so I just asked her as I looked down at the caller ID, I said, can I ask you a personal question?
Yeah.
What does Rebecca Money mean?
That's my maiden name. That I just got married last year.
Your maiden name is Money?
Yes.
And you switched it?
I had to. It was terrible.
That's such a great rapper name. You could have been a hip-hop star. Yo, what up? I'm Becky Money.
What up, Beck Money here?
I tried, but I can rap Eminem, but not in front of people.
Yeah, Kat can do Nicki Minaj too, but that's only after 4 Trulies. So I just saw it pop up on the caller ID, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Becky Money. This is so great. Well, hey, you got to at least stick with it. It's some of your online aliases or something, right?
No, but all my friends, from, back in the day, they're all like, B Money, what's up?
B Money, B Money. So, I love it. I love it. All right. Hey, thanks for sharing with us. What a great last name. I hope you have a great day today.
Thank you.
Radio Paparazzi.
Oh, Whoopi Goldberg been put on a 2-week suspension from The View for reportedly asserting that the Holocaust is not about race.
It's not about race. No, it's about
a different race.
But it's not about race.
What is it about?
Because it's about man's inhumanity to man. That's what it's about.
But it's about white supremacy. It's about
but
going after
it's
Jews
not about
and race.
But these are two white groups of people. Yesterday on our show, I misspoke. My words upset so many people, which was never my intention.
So there you go. 2 weeks off. I think it's more so let it die down.
Wow.
Let them deal with the people that have an issue with what she said,
Listen,
which there were a lot.
She came out and she said, I misspoke. You could obviously tell there was no ill will there. She was not trying to downgrade the fact that it happened
Right.
or that millions of Jews lost their life or have suffered because of it. I think it would have been okay if she'd have just said, I'm really sorry.
It's not okay anymore to say sorry.
But
you can't just say sorry.
I know. I guess I'm not...
Yeah.
I'm not understanding what 2 weeks is going to change. If you could explain that to me, I'd be willing to hear it. But what does 2 weeks of her not going to be around change about what she said? That's what I don't get.
All right, Kanye West allegedly ready to propose to Julia Fox. It's been about 35 days. So rumor is that he feels she's a perfect match, that he wants to ensure that she knows how serious it is. And he even gave her a promise ring in Paris.
Who still does that? I thought
I
that was
know.
something you did when you were 19 and she got pregnant.
Yeah.
And
I promise, babe, I'll be here.
I promise I'm going to be here for you and the baby. Like, I didn't know that... actual established men still did promise rings?
The richest black man in America gives a promise ring. I just think it literally happens so fast. And to watch them together is very cringy.
I feel like
weird.
every time we talk about him, he's got her on his right arm, but he's looking out the left side of his head to see what Kim's doing.
Yeah,
I feel
no
like
doubt.
that's all that's happening there.
All right, 2 weeks from tonight, it's happening, and I'm very excited to know that they're all going to be back together. New edition for the first time on stage since 2014.
You know, I've been through a lot in the past, and you know, just getting through it and being able to love what I love, which is entertainment, again, is just something special.
I'll be interested to see what Bobby Brown sounds like, because those songs are all in such a higher key because they were little kids when they sang them. So I'm interested to hear how they adjust to that and if they'll sound cool.
Blowing out their candles today, we have, newly kind of engaged Julia Fox, Kanye's girlfriend, 32. Shakira is 45. And Christy Brinkley does not age. She just recently did a photo shoot with her daughter, Sailor. She looks incredible. 68 today.
Shane is caller number 10 this morning, playing No Time to Google. You were talking about errands that you're running for the family. Like what? Are you a grocery store? Are you going to the gas station? What are the errands looking like today?
Yes, exactly. Fill up the vehicle. Got to drop some snacks off at the school for my daughter's class, and then maybe hit the grocery store.
Now, are you the really, really amazing father as far as the snacks go? Like, are they the high-end name brand, or did you get stuff that had, like, missing letters in the packaging like my parents would get for me to bring to school?
My daughter decided she wanted some Pirates Booty popcorn, so that's what she got.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, she's got high-end taste. How old is she?
She's 6.
Oh, wow. You're going to be working this one for a while. This is why he needs the money. He's calling for $100 to spend on Pirates Booty popcorn. So the game is relatively simple, Shane. You're going to get a question, and then you have 5 seconds to answer it. Therefore, there's no time to Google. Get 3 in a row right, get $100. If you ever feel not so confident about one of your answers, scream Lifeline, and we'll give you some music to help you through it. Are you ready to go?
Sounds good.
Good luck, Shane. Question number 1, always the easiest. You're on your way to $100, courtesy of Sylvan Learning Center of St. Cloud and KCLD. But remember, there is no time to Google.
What famous ship sank in April of 1912?
Lifeline. Ready.
He's got to use it. It's the Titanic, man.
Do you know?
Have you heard of the Titanic, Shane?
Like once when I was like 3.
Okay.
You have to be joking.
Like
the Titanic, the ship that sank and hit the iceberg. Jack could have fit on that door. Don't you know?
No, I've seen the movie maybe like once or twice.
Oh, the movie.
But you understand it was a real thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, let's get the lifeline out of the way. I don't think you really need it anyways. So now your objective is to pick a decade of music. Your choices are the 70s or the 80s or the 90s, 20 to 2010, 2010 to 2020, or after 2020. So pick a time frame. What I'll do is I'll queue up 5 seconds of a popular song from that time frame, and then you'll have to give us artist and title. So where do you think you're best suited?
10 to 20.
All right, between the years of 2010 and 2020, this was a major banger on KCLD. 5 seconds, please, gentlemen, for Shane.
Because you know I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble.
Well, name of the song should be pretty easy. You got to give us artist and title within the next 5 seconds. Go.
All about that bass. Oh, God.
Oh, no!
Just wrong.
It's an early exit. You're on. Kat, you want to help him out? It's all about that bass from
Meghan Trainor.
Meghan Trainor.
You know what stunk this weekend was that I had a bunch of fourth grade boys at a basketball tournament, and they got a first-hand visual of like how hypocritical adults can be. What do we tell kids? Get your finger out of your nose. Stop eating your boogers. Don't do that stuff. It's gross. There's dirt that lives up there. I'll tell you what I posted on my Snap and Facebook story in just a minute, but this woman proves again how gross adults can be.
This one girl responded he had a tower of every piece of gum he ever chewed beside his bed. Oh, you want to see? Okay. First of all, why is it shaped like a Christmas tree? Second of all, why is it beside your bed? Third of all, the gum packet. The gum packet! I'm so utterly disturbed by this photo. I feel like I should not exist on the same planet that this
So
does.
if I'm understanding this right, on his nightstand, he started by building a base and then every day would add his gum at night to this and built it up to be like a 12-inch Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's it. So just gross. That's why
Once you get ants, isn't gum full of sugary?
I'm sure he chewed off all the sugar. And then it gets really hard overnight. So
or
anyway,
a garbage can would work.
It just proves that adults aren't always with it when it comes to knowing not to do certain things. This guy across the court from us, and I did a Snap story. I didn't post the video, but Derek and I were watching, and he literally picked his nose for about 5 minutes, eating every booger under his fingernail. And then he moved to his ear. And he was it was a buffet. Like his head was a buffet. And I look at the boys and they were watching and they were like in shock that a grown man that they were watching was eating his boogers like this. I'm like, grown ups can be so gross.
Now, I will catch myself as I'm driving anywhere by myself in a cold, wintry kind of no humidity kind of day, feeling I got
you got a sharp one.
And I'll go up and grab her quick and wipe it under the seat like a normal human. Now to eat it though is some next level stuff.
You don't have tissue?
No.
You don't have like a sweatshirt you can wipe it
the other
on
spot,
the inner...
I was going to say, the other spot that I had that has been my go-to is I wear hoodies a lot, and they always have a pouch, so I'll get it inside the pouch.
Good to know.
It'll just I'll get out in the washing machine. You're telling me you don't wipe your boogers on the inside, the kangaroo pouch of your hoodie?
I have so many tissues in my car. I have boxes of tissues in my car. I'm good.
I don't. Somebody can sneeze in my car, and I don't know why, but for some reason, there was never any napkins or tissues or leftover drive-through stuff. But we thought we'd spin this today into what is just super gross that you've seen an adult doing. So picking their nose in public and their ears in public and then eating whatever comes out of those orifices is nasty.
But it wasn't even, they weren't even trying to hide it. That was the thing. It wasn't like a sneak it, and then it was up there, knuckle deep, and then in the mouth.
When you get dialed in and get satisfaction out of it, you're in your own spot.
Melissa, please text in. She has a story about a woman at the beach and then a sick face emoji. I need to hear that.
Yeah, I need to hear it. And yours, too. If you want to holler at us. Daniel, you want to try and squeeze in Grandpa's story here?
My grandpa would do, he's been gone now for 4 years, but back in the day, when I was a younger kid, we'd be working cattle or giving shots and treating cattle, whatever we were doing. Grandpa, he'd chew snuff. And you never seen him spit, because he'd swallow it, and I thought that was the grossest thing in the world, you know. He always swallow his snuff. Well, I always wondered, I asked him one day, I said, Grandpa, I never see you spit your snuff out. What do you do with it when you're done with it? Well, grandson, it is very expensive, and this is back in the day, so it's nothing like it is now, I'm sure. So I take it out of my lip just like this, and I put it back in the can and save it for later.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I'm not kidding you. So nowadays people call it recycling your snuff, but my grandpa would take it out of his lip after 2 or 3 hours of it being in there. He'd put it right back in the can with the stuff that's still unused, and it'd mix together, and he'd reuse it.
The worst is somebody's having breakfast hearing this right now.
Yeah. I apologize to you for having breakfast, but I just thought I'd share that.
Kat was just telling us the story about last weekend, how she looked across the basketball court and saw her son and all his friends staring at a guy, picking his nose and his ear and eating it in public.
The whole head was just like
Fair game.
Fair game. He was eating it all. And Derek and I were just like, oh my God, I can't look away. So, I had to remind the boys, listen, even though he's an adult, it's still wrong to do. So just don't do it.
So we're talking about just gross stuff adults do. Dominique checks in with the men readjusting their junk and high-fiving their friends on a 96-degree day is just gross to me.
How often do you see that, girl? Yuck. You never know what somebody did with their hands before they touched you. Don't you ever think about that?
No, I feel like it's safer in COVID times. I feel like more people are washing their hands and using sanitizer.
I really hope so. Yuck.
And hey, you don't live with it, Dominique. You don't know how often you got to readjust. It depends on the situation and what
you do it outside of your pants. Why do you have to put your hands down your pants?
I don't know, because sometimes it's,
like every prisoner in 60 Days In, their hands are down their pants.
Now, I appreciate you holding. I know you had a great story for us about the beach. Can you break it down?
So it was like last summer, and I was at the beach, and this woman was sitting on a chair at the beach, and she would bite her toenail.
No. Oh, my God.
Like,
gross.
It's so cringy. I can't. Every time I think about it, I'm just like, ugh, I shudder. Like, no joke, like each and every single one of her toenails, she would just like rinse off the sand and then just bring up her whole foot.
God.
And she would just bite her toenails.
Freaking gross.
Open like that too.
Oh, I'm dying because she caught some sand in there. Everyone around here knows, like, if I get like if I have clam chowder or something and I get a grain of sand, I'm done with the whole bowl. It could be the first bite, but I'm done. I can't even imagine how much sand she had in her mouth.
Yeah, no, for sure. She was not doing a well job, like, rinsing it. So, yeah. And sand, oh, God. And it's not even, it's just her toenails. Like, ugh.
The NFL has announced that, and we were wondering just the other day, who's going to be singing the national anthem for this year's Super Bowl. It's going to be Mickey Guyton from the country world.
Who?
She is the first African-American country singer.
No, there's been plenty. Charlie Pride and everybody else. Female.
Sorry.
There's not been like a chart-topping African-American country female singer? I've never even heard of her.
She's like so charismatic.
She has songs on the radio now?
It hurts, yeah.
Okay.
So
got a great voice.
She'll kill it.
Nice. Is she backwoods podunk country, like 10-gallon hat, or is she updated country like Faith and Shania kind of feel?
She's got it going on.
Yeah?
Yep. So that'll be fun.
Right on. What's her name again?
Mickey Guyton. Right. So know it, learn it. This cannot be a good sign. The New Jersey governor is announcing that their groundhog just died.
Oh, my God.
So right before his annual big day. So they have canceled all festivities.
We just said, you know what? We just can't do it this year. You can't do it the day before. It takes a lot of planning. We love this town. And it shows in all the different events that we do in this little town that people all around come to.
You couldn't find another groundhog.
I know. You can. But guess what? We're going to find out right now. Shouldn't we have found out? It's 6:27, so we should have found out at 6:15. We'll let you know next if the groundhog saw his shadow or not.
One of the most useless days.
It's fun. You got to believe in something so silly,
stupid.
But I was reading, and I want to go to Nova Scotia because they won't use a groundhog to predict their weather. They're going to have Lucy the lobster crawl out of the Atlantic during the Nova Scotia Lobster Crawl Festival. Guess what? Lucy sounds delicious, and I would so be on board with that.
So love for her to be naked in the water with me.
Oh my God! Okay.
And now another post from Aunt Nora.
Costco has finally hit a new salt high with their oversized dough pretzels. My fingers have been swollen for most of the weekend. Next time, I will be vocal about how much I would like. Pair that with some Heinz mustard and thank me later. Leslie commented, I love their hot dogs with relish.
That was another post from Cat's Aunt Nora.
So weird.
Weird stuff.
Everybody called me weird. I am weird.
You don't think this is a little weird?
No, I don't think it's weird at all.
Weird news.
I watched this video. This guy had a camera filming the inside of his car. So either he was like
Dash
an Uber
cam.
driver or whatever, filming
I think a lot
the
of people
inside.
have these. A lot of people have these now. They film everything. Outside, inside.
Really?
They're all over the place. They're cheap and easy to get.
Well, this Florida guy being charged with aggravated assault with a firearm for opening fire while driving on a highway, by the way. So this guy that is next to him, they're doing like a little road ragey thing, and then that guy throws a water bottle at this guy's car. So in his console, he has a lockbox with a code. He undoes it,
got a
takes
gun.
his gun out, doesn't even roll the windows down or anything like that, shoots up his own car.
I was just shot at. My car was hit. I returned fire back at the individual.
So he didn't know if he was in fact shot at. He just thought he was.
But it was a water bottle.
But he like totally destroyed his own car and could have killed himself or somebody else on the road. And this is where we're at with hotheads
Just
on the road.
hit the brakes and let them go, man.
I know. It's very scary. So just drive safely today. And that is what's weird.
The Playhouse Podcast is made possible thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices. Catch the live show weekdays from 5:30 to 9 on 104.7 KCLD. Now, share this with a friend.